If you have animals on your farm, chances are you're going to need grass, hay, silage, and more in order to properly care for their nutritional needs. In this video, we're going to show you several ways to harvest your grass fields and transform that grass into hay and silage. Hello and welcome to the Farm Bubba channel, where we help you learn all you need to have fun in Farming Simulator 22. Check out the Farm Bubba channel homepage for more videos, and while you're there, you might as well subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell to be notified when a new video posts. Also, check out the time codes in the description below where you can jump straight to a particular topic in the video. All right then, let's get going. First thing we want to do is go to downloadable content and download a couple of mods. Be sure that you're on the mod hub and not one of these other little icons here. All these mods are listed in the description below and are all available on the mod hub. We're going to show you how to find the first one and then you can get the rest of them. Go to your search function here and type in additional field. And this is what we're looking for, additional field info. Double click on the picture, click on install, and it'll be in your downloads. Be sure and download all of the other mods that are listed in the description, and then we'll be ready to go. So all we need to do now is go up to career and get our game started. Here is our Backroads County farm build that we're working on. Let's go ahead and hit continue. Once again, we want to deselect and reselect all of these mods here to make sure that they all make it into the game. And it takes a minute or two for our Backroads County map to load up. Okay, we're loaded up. Let's go ahead and jump into the game. Here we are in the middle of field number 20, which is a grass field that's ready to harvest. You've noticed that in the lower right-hand corner, we have much more information about our field than what the base game gives us. That's because we have downloaded and installed those two mods, additional field info and our crop growth stage. The best thing about a grass crop is once it's been planted, it grows continuously. Every time you mow it, it's going to grow back again, just like the lawn at your house. Grass by itself is a very important nutritional element to several different animals such as sheep, goats, horses, and cows. Now that this field is ready to harvest, let's go ahead and see about mowing. There are basically two types of mowers. This is a self-propelled mower, and this is a separate attachment to a tractor. If we hop into this mower, start it up, and go ahead and let our AI worker start to mow for us, you'll notice that the grass behind the mower is being dropped in a wide spread. If we go into our mower here, we can toggle our work mode from wide spreading to a swath dropping. And if we start our AI worker up, you'll see that the grass that he mows has now been collected into a central compact swath. This makes it easy for our balers to pick it up and compact it into bales. We take a look at this other tractor here, hop in, start it up, and let our AI worker mow the grass for us. You'll notice the grass behind this mower is being dropped in a widespread pattern. These mowers that are attached to a tractor like this are incapable of collecting that grass into a central compact swath. To me, that's the only advantage of that other mower. However, that self-propelled mower costs about $380,000, where this mower attached to this tractor runs a little less than $55,000. To me, that's a no-brainer. Once we've mowed our grass field, we can collect it in bales and store it or feed it straight to our animals for feed. Grass can be fed directly to our sheep and goats. Grass can also be fed to our cows. The grass can be turned into a more versatile product called hay if we dry the grass before we collect it into bales. To do that, we need a machine called a tedder. This freshly mowed grass has a moisture content of about 40 to 60%, but to turn this into hay, we need to turn this grass so that the sun can continue to dry it down to about 12% moisture content. As we use our tedder on this field, you'll see that the grass will turn from a darker green to a lighter green, indicating that it has been dried to become hay. So we'll go ahead and get this AI worker started for us, and he's going to work on this field. So you can see that color change now from the dark green of the grass to the lighter green of hay. So now that we've turned our grass into hay, we need to rake it back up into a central compact swath in order for our balers to more efficiently pick up and bale this hay. And we do that with a machine called a Windrower. This Windrower with this series of rakes is going to rake all of that material up into one central compact swath. And we're going to let our AI worker do that for us. And as you can see, he's raking all of that hay into a central compact swath that is much easier and more efficient for our balers to pick up. So now that we've mowed our grass, we've tedded it, we've used our windrower, now it's time to bale. This is our square baler. We hop in the tractor and start it up. First thing we need to do is unfold the baler. Then we can turn it on. And if you look here at the bottom of the machine, we have lowered our pickup, so we are ready to go. Now, as opposed to the other machines, the mower, the tedder, and the windrower, we could use AI workers to complete those tasks for us. We cannot do that on the square baler, so we're going to have to drive the baler. So all we need to do is proceed in a straight line right over the top of this row. Now, when this baler gets full, as long as we're driving in a straight line, it's going to continue to collect, compress that hay, bale it up, and spit them out the back. All we have to do is drive the machine. The bales that are completed will drop out the back, and the machine just continues on as long as we drive it in a straight line. There goes one bale, and we just continue to drive and bale our hay. Now we do our grass the same way. This grass has just been mowed and collected with our windrower into these compact swaths because we didn't want to turn it into hay. We want to pick up grass. So all we do is turn our baler on, lower the pickup. Once again, we've got to drive this thing in a straight line. Here come some of our grass bales about to drop out of our baler. And we just continue on. Once again, we can't have an AI worker do this process for us. We have to do it ourselves. But there is a way to get an AI worker to do that, and that's what we're going to show you. This device on the front of this mower is called a front windrower. And what it's going to do is going to do the job of our other windrower that we towed behind our tractor, but this one is mounted to the front of the tractor. When we put it into operation, it's going to collect grass and make a central swath out of it. So let's jump in here and turn this machine on. We look in the upper left-hand corner. We want to make sure that we toggle to the machine in the back, make sure that we turn the baler on. We can see the pickup is still down. If we switch back to the windrower in the front, all we need to do now is hit our key and hire an AI worker, and he'll take care of the rest of it. You can see our bale is building up at the bottom there, and now he will continue this process all by himself without us having to interfere with it. We can just let this guy go and do his job. Now this time you'll see that the AI worker has turned the distance that he needs to turn, but he's going to be able to be positioned to actually pick up 2 rows of grass at the same time. So this machine is going to fill up a lot faster, and he's going to produce a lot more bales a lot quicker. And then we can also use our AI worker to pick up this hay that has not been windrowed yet, because our front windrower is going to do all the work for us. And then our AI worker will just continue to pick up this hay until he's finished. Now, if we take a look at this bale here, this is a 6,000 liter bale of grass. We can collect these grass bales if we want to keep them as grass in order to feed them to our animals like our sheep and goats, or we can turn that into silage by wrapping these bales and then storing them while they ferment into silage. To do that, we need this machine here that is a square bale wrapper. So let's hop in this machine, turn it on. Need to unfold it. Then all we do is drive up to one of these bales. It will automatically pick them up and begin to wrap them. Now we can also turn on an automatic drop so that when this bale finishes, it'll drop that bale. Now you can see this is a little time consuming because we cannot use an AI driver to do this. We have to do it ourselves. So you can see how long that process takes to wrap. The only thing you can really do is drive up, pick one of these up, and while that process is working, drive to the next bale and be ready to pick it up as soon as this one finishes. That's about all that you can do to speed this process up. The round baler operates quite a bit differently than our square baler. Once the grass is picked up off the field, it is rolled into a round bale inside that large compartment. As that bale gets full, it has to move to the back end where it's either dropped off or it's wrapped and then dropped off. But while that bale is moving from inside the machine to outside the machine, the baler will stop picking up material off of the field. So if we hop into this tractor, start it up, first thing we want to do is turn on the baler. Then we lower the pickup, and here again, we just have to drive in a straight line. I'll watch as we get to 100%. The machine will open up, spit the bale out the back, and begin to wrap it. Now, if we continue to drive, watch what happens when it finishes picking up a bale 100%. Just dropping that bale off, it hits 100%, and it's not picking up until that bale comes out and the machine closes back up. Then it will start picking up grass again. So we have that much grass back there that got missed. And there's a couple of different ways to handle that. So we can use the stop and go process. You have to watch your meter down at the bottom. Wherein it hits 100%, we need to stop. So we stop, back up slightly maybe, let that bale come out, the lid closes, then we can continue on again. And we've not left anything on the field. So once it hits 100%, we'll stop again, maybe back up just slightly because sometimes there's a little bit of grass there to be picked up. Once the lid closes, take off again. You see it left a little bit there because we didn't back up quite far enough. But the other thing you can do is just keep going. Let it do its thing. Leave all of that there, and we can come back and pick it up a little bit later on. But sometimes there's a problem when you go back to try to pick that up, and I'll demonstrate that momentarily. As we go back to try to pick this up, we got a bale right in the middle of our row here. So we're going to have to bump it out of the way and try to pick up as much of that as we can. Sometimes that's easier said than done. If it's at the end of the row like this, sometimes you can bump it out of the way just enough to get in there, but you see your tractor wants to run over it. So that is the problem with the round baler and wrapping. Now we can also attach this front windrower and let an AI worker do this work for us. However, he's not going to stop. He's going to keep going, picking up grass, making bales, and he's going to leave those little intermittent swaths when the machine is in the process of making a bale and spitting it out the back. And once again, while he processes the bale, he's going to keep going. You're going to miss that swath that you'll have to come back and get. And so we can just let our AI worker continue to work this field for us. All we have to do is just come back a little bit later and pick up those intermittent swaths. Now what you can do is come back in and pick the bales up that are in the way with a bale loader, and then go back and pick up those other swaths. But the advantage is that we can let the AI worker do this for us, and we don't have to worry about doing it ourselves. If you want to avoid the whole headache of baling, you can use a forage wagon to pick up your hay and your grass off the field without having to bale. This is our forage wagon here. We turn it on. We lower the pickup on there. Let's deploy our front windrower. We'll turn it on and lower it. And all we have to do is just hire an AI worker, and they will do that task for us. However, what you will have to do is monitor their progress. Once the wagon hits 100% full, it's not going to stop. He's going to keep going. So you're not going to be collecting anymore, but you will still continue to windrow it. Once he hits 100%, you'll see that he doesn't stop. He just keeps going. So our wagon is 100% full now. So we're not collecting anymore, but he's still windrowing. So what I normally do is just stop the machine there. Then I can just go over and deposit this in the silo. The last thing we have to do is collect all of these bales. This is a square bale collector. We'll just open this up and drive alongside these square bales and pick them up. Here again, you can't use an AI worker to do this. You're going to have to do it yourself. He's going to pick these up and stack them up. Once we've collected all of our bales, we just need to set them out somewhere so that they can ferment into silage. Our round silage bales will be picked up by this machine here. Same process, just drive alongside of them and the machine will pick them up. And when it gets full, we'll take them over by the other square silage bales and we'll set them out so that they can ferment also. Now that we have all the round silage bales collected, we will just drop those off. And as we see here, these square bales are grass and they are fermented 0%. The same with these round bales. It takes approximately, on average, about a month for these grass bales to ferment into silage. Once we collect all the rest of our bales, we can store them in several different ways. There are some barns, sheds, and silos that we can store all of these products into. You can explore some of those possibilities on the Mod Hub. If you'd like a little more in-depth information about storing all of these bales, then leave me a comment down below and I'll do a video about the various storage methods. There's one other thing I would like to cover, and it is an item that we downloaded already. If we go into our shop menu, to construction, go over to silos, and let's go all the way over to this item right here, small stave silo. You just need to position this somewhere. This is not the most ideal location for it, but just for right now, let's put that right here. Instead of setting out our grass bales for them to ferment into silage on their own, we can put them into this silo here and accomplish the same thing. So if we take our grass bales and unload them into this silo here, they will ferment into silage a little faster than leaving them out in a field. So we'll go ahead and drop those off here. If we go into our menu here, scroll down to production chains, we see on our stave silo here, we can see that we have 55,000 liters or so in grass. If we go over here and we turn that process on, then that will begin to process this grass into silage and store it for us. So let's recap what we've learned today. You can see how important a grass crop can be if you have livestock to feed. If you have sheep or goats, all they need to eat is grass and hay. Horses primarily eat oats, but they can also eat hay. Cows can eat grass or hay, but do best eating total mixed ration, or TMR, which is a combination of hay, which we know is grass that's been dried, silage, which is grass that has been fermented, and those two are combined with straw, which is a byproduct of harvesting wheat, barley, and oat crops. We've also seen which pieces of equipment are needed to harvest a grass field to maximize its yield. Well, that wraps things up for now. If you receive value from this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell to be notified when the next video posts. Leave a comment below to let me know how you harvest your grass fields and any suggestions you have for future videos you'd like to see. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.